Outstanding stuff. A full house here at the Lakeside. Lots of fancy dress. Unfortunately, everyone came dressed as the same thing. They've all came dressed, apparently, as chairs. But Monday afternoon at the Lakeside, lovely to have your company here. It is day 4 of the 2024 Mission WDF Lakeside World Championship. Monday afternoon, which means the crowd is a little sparse, but it is quality over quantity, I am sure. Thank you. One woo, that'll do. 3 types of people come to the darts on a Monday afternoon. You're either a hospitality worker, you're not working till later. You're either a die-hard darts fan, or you're unemployed. It's one of the 3. You can decide which you are. But for the hardcore fans that are here, we have 4 fantastic matches for you this afternoon. We begin with a men's first round match as Dennis Nilsson takes on Howard Jones. We have our next match in the ladies' first round as Lerena Rietbergen. Ah, the Dutch are in, hello. Takes on Maud Jansson. Hello. Laszlo Kadar will take to the stage as he takes on Hannes Schnier. And we end our afternoon session with Darren Jansson taking on Reece Colley. Now, before we begin, we will be going live about 10 past 1 with our first match. A few things to run through before we start. Any gamblers in? 1. Fantastic. Well, for that one man and anyone else you want to take with you, out in Bob's Bar we have the Quiff Zone. They are our betting partners. And if you head out there and have a word with them, you bet a tenner, you will get £40 to bet. Head out to the Quiff Zone. £10 gets you £40 to bet with. And they're looking forward to seeing your smiling faces parting with your money betting on the darts. Speaking of darts, we have these. Our match-used dartboards. We will have 4 of them today, 1 from last night, so 5. Signed by all the players playing in today's session. They are for sale for £75. As I say, signed by all the players playing today, and it is a little bit of Lakeside memorabilia. £75. It is strictly first come, first served. If you are interested, head out to the merchandise stall. Whilst you're buying your darts and your flights, you can get your hands on a dartboard. Now, as it is quality over quantity this afternoon, you have a very important job to do. And that is when the players are walking on for their matches, we want you to give them all the support you can. That means getting up off your feet and down here to the walk-on area. They'll be walking on from here. We want this packed out as much as we can, offering high fives and handshakes and cheering in their faces, giving them all the support you can as they make their way onto the Lakeside stage. There is a cue for you to get up and get involved, and that's me doing this. Quite simple. You see me acting like that, get yourselves up because the players are about to come onto the stage. I have said over the past few days, the atmosphere at Lakeside has been magnificent. It has been a darty party since Friday night. And although there is only 100 or so of you, you will make sure that this Monday the party continues. Give them all the support you can, lots of cheering, lots of shouting. The only thing we ask is that you do not whistle while the players are playing. It's very off-putting for them, for us and for everyone else. So we would ask you not to do that, but please do give all the players all the support you can and make sure that their Lakeside experience is absolutely fantastic. Another quick announcement, if you are looking to go for a cigarette, the smoking area is over there. A lot of people have been trying to go out the front door. We ask that you don't. Over there for the smoking area, thank you very, very much. And that is about it, ladies and gentlemen. Are you ready for an afternoon of darts? Wonderful. Well, it's just hitting 1 o'clock. We will be back in 10 minutes with our first match. Dennis Nilsson against Howard Jones.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome along to day 4 of the 2024 WDF Lakeside World Darts Championship. We have had 5 fantastic sessions already. We have got 4 more games coming this afternoon. Here's what happened in the opening evening. My name's Dan McCarthy. I'll be in the commentary box for today and for the rest of the tournament. The first game today, Dennis Nilsson against Howard Jones, will commence at around about 1:10 so we'll just have a quick recap of what's happened. It was Brian Roman and Corny Grunewald who kicked the show off. A very fast and furious game. It saw Brian come from 1-0 down to win 2-1. Scott Walters and Craig Brown had a bit of a slugfest, but it was the Englishman who emerged as a 2-0 victor. Belgium beat Australia, Francois Schnier beating Michael Kadar, and Carl Wilkinson was a 2-0 victor against Jacob Taylor. Andrew Sinclair alongside me. Andrew, it was a fantastic way to kick off the World Championship, and on night 1, it was particularly good for the Belgians.
Yes, absolutely. It was lovely to see Brian back on this stage. He was the only player in the session returning to this stage. Everyone else was a debutant, but with all the injury issues Brian has suffered with the last couple of years, it's taken away from the huge talent and potential he's got. He's spent a long time rebuilding his game this year, and there were flashes of his old self in that one, but also a future star in the making in Cornet as well.
Absolutely so. We then move on to Saturday afternoon session. Jordan Brooks couldn't make it, third time lucky on the Lakeside stage. He lost to the Japanese player Jun Matsuda. Jitka Sisarova with a very impressive scoring display saw her win against Anka Zylstra 2-0. Shane McGurk, the performer of the tournament so far, comfortably beat Mark Barilli 2-0. Wendy Harper was a 2-0 successor over Greta Takawa. And Bjorn Leon of Sweden defeated Hungary's Patrick Kovac. I think the standout man from that one was Shane McGurk, not just for that game, but for what he's done later in the tournament.
Yeah, I mean, Shane has been absolutely outstanding. The first 90-plus average of the tournament against Mark. Lovely 140 finish in that game. And then, yeah, we saw him come back yesterday afternoon and go even better. Straight sets win to book his spot in the last 16 and a Lakeside record in the process. 9 out of 9 on the doubles. An exceptional display, and yeah, the man they call the Arrow looks like he's going to be very, very hard to stop in that top side of the draw.
Another notable performer on Saturday afternoon was the Czech Republic's Jitka Sisarova. Quite unknown, I think, to most fans watching at Lakeside this week, but what a display of scoring it was. At the time, it was the top first 9 average of the tournament with 98.
Yeah, Jitka was absolutely outstanding. She's had talent for a long time, Jitka. But she's not always been able to put it together consistently. She got to the semis of the World Masters in October, and I thought that was a sign that maybe it was starting to click for her, but I definitely didn't expect her to perform that well in her first game on the Lakeside stage. A complete whitewash over a very experienced player in Anka, who admittedly did come into that one dealing with a few personal issues. Her husband's not been too well recently, but yeah, Jitka outstanding, and I think she probably goes into a game with Desi Mercer as favourite later in the week.
Moving on to Saturday evening, Matthew Edgar's Lakeside bow ended in a disappointing defeat against Jarno Bottenberg 2-0. It was less success for the Australians, Amanda Locke going down 2-0 to Kirsi Vinikainen. Then we saw the introduction of the number 1 seed, Danny Porter, the first round 2 match of the tournament. He lost in straight sets to Francois Schnier, who we've already touched upon. Kirsty Hutchinson just about defeated Veronica Ihaj in a match that was littered with some pretty dodgy doubling, to say the least. And then Martin Turner lost 3-1 against Brian Roman. That means that Francois Schnier and Brian Roman will take each other on in round 3. On Danny Porter, disappointing for the number 1 seed, and it just shows that seedings don't really mean much in this tournament because the ability of the players is so tight.
Absolutely. I think it was a frustrating experience for Danny because he'd put in a lot of work this year to get to that position in the rankings. He'd been to every tournament in Australia and had played in those tournaments an awful lot better than he did on that stage, but just wasn't able to throw consistently straight in that game. And you know, there was power scoring there and flashes of what he was capable of. A 14 darter to start, tournament high 157 finish, but those big visits and finishes were littered with visits of 41, 45 that just meant that Francois was never under any real pressure, and he, to be fair, didn't play that well and will need to be a lot better against Brian if he's to make a spot in the quarterfinals.
Sunday afternoon saw more Belgian delight. Sibring Heibel survived a match dart against Kevin Luke to win 2-1. Mayumi Uchi was a 2-1 success over Lorraine Hyde, her first ever win on the Lakeside stage. The All-English affair saw James Beaton beat Bradley Kirk 2-1. The All-Polar affair saw Murphy beat Jacqueline 2-0. And then going back to Shane McGurk, straight sets victory against the 13 seed Edwin Torbjornsson. We've already talked about him, but we can't not mention the fact that Shane McGurk won 3-0 with 9 from 9 on the doubles. A quite spellbinding display from the Irishman.
Yeah, just an excellent performance from start to finish. Edwin didn't do an awful lot wrong, but was just blown away. Hadn't won a leg going into the break. Third set he was a lot better. Edwin took out 107 and 80, but Shane was just excellent. Brilliant scoring, brilliant set-up shots, and of course, if you go 9 out of 9 on the doubles, you're rarely ever going to lose a game of darts. Yesterday
evening saw Aaron Turner get his first Lakeside victory. A real shock in the ladies' draw with Sophie McKinley, the 18-year-old Scot, beating the 4-time champion Lisa Ashton 2-1. Cliff Pryor was a 3-1 success against Scott Walters, the first seeded player in the men's draw to win. The first seeded player in the women's draw, Nicole Renault, beat her compatriot Wendy Harper 2-0, and we ended with an impressive performance from Mike Gillett, beating Kai Smith 2-0. The most notable scoreline from that screen, Sophie McKinley. What a debut performance that was.
I was absolutely blown away by the maturity Sophie displayed in that game, because she's got incredible talent. She was winning senior women's titles on the WDF Tour when she was just 17. But I didn't know that she would play that well, and that well for the whole game, as she did against Lisa. Won the first set with an 85 average. Lisa battled back and actually had match starts of her own in that final set, but Sophie was unflustered, found the double 7, and yeah, she's now got the chance of potentially playing twice on the same day, because she'll be back on Thursday to play in Lerena Armstrong, and then on Saturday, if she's still going, she'll also be joining the girls' competition as well, where she's in the semi-finals. So great stuff for her, and I know her and her mum were absolutely delighted last night in that victory.
Yes, it could be a very busy evening, very busy week, I should say, for Sophie McKinley. Moving on to this afternoon's session, we have got 4 games, best of 3 sets. Dennis Nilsson, a semi-finalist from last year, takes on the Australian Howard Jones. We've then got Lerena Rietbergen and Maud Jansson, the final round 1 match from the women's side of the draw. Laszlo Kadar, the teacher of Romania, takes on Hannah Schnier of Austria, and then it's another all-English affair to end the afternoon. Darren Johnson against Reece Colley. Probably the standout tie comes in the form of Dennis Nilsson and Howard Jones. Dennis played very well to get to the semi-finals last year. He had the highest average in the tournament, and he will look to replicate that. Well, without further ado, we are about to pass over to the stage. Anthony Dundas and our referee, Marco Meyer, are ready and in position.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to day 4 here at the 2024 Mission WDF Lakeside World Championship. This is the home of World Darts. This is Lakeside! We continue round 1 of the men's competition, and we welcome to the stage this year's Pacific Masters semi-finalist, the reigning South Australian Classic champion, Wolf Howard Jones! Opponent is a former Finnish Masters, Lithuanian Open and Swedish Open champion. champion. He is Sweden's strongman, Dennis Nilsson.
So Monday afternoon session here at Lakeside kicks off with Sweden against Australia. Dennis Nilsson had a fantastic run to the semi-finals last year, beating a few very good players along the way. Jordan Brooks, James Hurrell, Alexander Merckx and Wesley Plosier. Three of them will be playing at the PDC World Championship at Alexandra Palace. He's got levels to his game. He ended up being beaten by the eventual winner, Andy Bartons, in the semis. It's fair to say since then he's not exactly pulled up trees. He's not played a huge amount of darts. He was a semi-finalist at the Nordic Cup Open, losing to his compatriot Bjorn Leon, who we're going to see in action against Jimmy Van Schie later. He takes on Howard Jones of Australia, qualifying by virtue of winning the South Australian Classic. And he's looking to do what none of his compatriots have managed to do yet, and that's win a game on the stage. My name's Dan McCarthy, and I'm joined by the guru Raymond Smith, who was off co-com duty yesterday to support Kai. He was beaten by Mike Gillett last night. Just quickly reflecting on that, how did Kai think it went, and what do you think he needs to do better in the future?
I think from Kai's perspective, he said that the stage was very different to the Ali Pali stage. It got to him a little bit early. So that experience, it's just experience. I mean, that's all we can say. He just needs a little bit more experience under his belt. But he got that. So, yeah, we had a long debrief session after it last night. Yeah, his first start again, the whole discipline scenario that we've been speaking about all week. But yeah, in all, he was okay. He'll come back stronger from the experience. But we've got Howard Jones flying the flag for Australia today, albeit an expat.
43.
Howard coming from Western Australia, which is an exceptional achievement for him to make it this far, because in the Western Australian regions you've got to fly anywhere from 3 to 5 hours to play a tournament in Australia. WA only having the 2 tournaments per year to gain ranking points.
And we were talking before we started about how different it is being one of the leading lights in Australia coming over here. So Howard will start this game as second favourite, particularly with Dennis's experience.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Dennis has been at this a fair while, and loads of international experience to boot.
60.
You know, and as you said, mugs don't make semi-finals, and he's taken out some players who have either got their tour card or have won majors. And playing in the Ali Pali this year.
60.
There wasn't much last year to suggest that Dennis would go on a run to the semis, particularly when you look at his previous tournament experience, losing out to Ryan Joyce in 2017 and then Jim Williams a year later. But he is a talented player, talented strongman as well, as the nickname suggests.
Lakeside flies back again.
I'm sure Dennis will sort that out.
Howard's got to stay patient here. He's playing solid without too many trebles to his credit at the moment.
140.
Lovely setup from
Originally 157.
Danny Porter took this out. Howard Jones won't on this occasion.
92. That is shooting by 60.
Double top for Dennis.
It's a good marker.
40.
They say. Howard coming back.
Howard shooting by 65.
25 tops for the route. Get the 25. It's a lovely dart.
45.
Full short.
That is shooting by 20.
Both players left on double 10.
It's unlucky.
No score.
Howard's got a chance back here.
Howard shooting by 20.
Quite a nervy start from both players. What is a very hushed atmosphere.
It'll be hard all week trying to G yourself up for a loud crowd and coming in and everyone's quiet. It's
That is shooting by 20.
a split inside.
And that's the shot on the first side. That is the shot.
Feeling out process there for both gents.
Second line against Dennis to throw first. Game on.
You can never replicate the tension of the stage. You can practice as well as you want, but as soon as you get up there, I'm guessing the thought process is, this is real now.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's one thing that I found talking to a lot of the Australians after they've played. You can go in, you can prepare as well as you like. You're thinking about the stage. You know, I know some guys are putting on some background noise, like they've had like noise machines in the background, or had their headphones with crowd noise and whatever, trying to prepare for it. But when you get up on that stage, the amount that enters your head, you're thinking about 20, 30 different things at once, and it's like 20 tabs open. You don't know which one to focus on at that point in time. It's a lovely set from Dennis.
If you were playing in this tournament, would you prefer to play in front of a raucous atmosphere, or would you prefer something a bit quieter like we've got this afternoon?
It depends on the day, and this is the hard part about playing in stage events. Like some days you're in control of everything, you know, things are going really, really well, and you want that energy of the crowd. Other days you're feeling a bit flat and you just want things to be a little bit calmer and quiet. You know, for myself personally, majority of the time I like it loud. But when you're up on the stage and it is loud, it is really, really loud. It just, you don't hear anything in particular, but you just feed off that energy, and then every now and then you'll hear a comment out there, a supportive comment, and then, yeah, you just grow 10 times.
60.
Some solid darts here from Dennis. Howard languishing back, maybe thinking about the first leg a bit too much. That's a lovely first dart.
80. That is shooting by 140.
Frustrating visit. Lateral drift for Howard after a lovely first treble 20. Needs to aim as high as possible.
You're doing the right thing, stepping around to make sure you don't catch that flight and drag yourself in. Howard needs a set-up shot here. Notice he's using the same flights as Jamie Hughes.
80. That is shooting by 40.
PDC tour card holder who's graced this stage before.
Former Lakeside finalist.
And that's going to be shot in the second line. That is Nilsson.
Solid finish.
Third is Howard to throw first. Game on.
Howard not playing to his capability in that South Australian Classic. He overcame Brandon Weaning, the number 4 seed, who we're going to see later tonight. And that was in a last leg decider for a 7-6 win. He is capable, but as we've alluded to already, it's so different for players coming over from Australia to play on this stage.
Yeah, and again, the final of the South Australian Open, it's not played on stage. You do have the crowd and what have you, but And if you ask anyone, especially at the higher levels, playing on stage as opposed to playing on the floor, it's chalk and cheese. Yeah, a little bit of a swagger there, hopefully. It's always something special to throw an 80 on the lakeside stage. Had a little practice with the Lakeside experience. Had some people come up there, and even myself, I was hit the triple 20, and I was getting a little bit jittery. Unfortunately, bombed it. But even playing on that Lakeside stage in a fun environment and what have you, like, you still feel it. There's just something about it. It's I don't know if it's because the crowd's a lot closer than when you play at the Ali Pally, or it's accessible, or a smaller stage, or just the iconic nature of the stage. I think I said earlier in the week that the only way in Australia that we could watch darts was to get it on a Betamax tape from someone in the UK taping it. And I remember getting my hands on the 1992 final between Taylor and Mike Gregory, and I watched it that many times I broke the tape. You know, so you're standing on that stage with where all the greats have been. The greats have made their name. I think we've only had 2 PDC World Champions that haven't been on the Lakeside stage. It's a lovely switch.
63.
Unfortunate split.
I don't think Howard was intending to go for the treble 14. If he was, it's an unusual route to take. Single 14 would have left tops.
140. Howard requires 6.
And all of a sudden, he's left on an awkward double 3.
That's been so.
Or maybe it's not awkward.
It's right at his O line. That'll be a good settler for Howard, a 180, and takes the leg, and looks like Dennis is going to give him an opening.
81.
And I think Dennis knows it too. Those are the shots you really need to capitalise on. If you don't hit the first dart, at least get it close to build the next 2. You want to, when you get that opportunity, it's because Dennis will be thinking, I can't be broken here. If Howard gets the break, and Howard's throwing for the set.
Dennis has already had a few bounce outs. We saw countless darts drop out of the board in the Kiwi clash last night between Nicole Renault and Wendy Harper.
43.
Howard sticking in the board nicely, but not many of them going on target right now.
It's a bit harsh there. Again, I don't know if it's the razor wires, that they shouldn't have that many bounce outs. I mean, the point, if your point's nice and sharp, to get a bounce out, you'd have to hit that wire flush. I mean, the chances of doing it are very, very slim. He seems to be doing it consistently at the moment, and same as last night. I've had a throw on the boards. The boards aren't hard, but that one there is looking a little bit flimsy there. That's an unfortunate switch.
I think that's the reason why Dennis decided to switch.
And myself, I probably would have looked at the bull there to come back for 115. You're not relying on the bull that way, but.
121.
The sound the dart's making into the board, it's not. He's not throwing them soft.
57.
I don't think he could. He's too strong, too muscular. Well, even though the board has rejected a couple of darts, he's still looking comfortable.
96.
So at the moment, when you're a little bit in front, it's okay, but in the later stages, when you're getting a little bit at the pointy end, nerves start to kick in, and you get the bounce out, the frustration can just multiply.
48. How would you go on 117?
For a steal.
It would feel like a steal, but Howard's got to try and capitalise on Dennis's bad luck. He's not going to. Wrong side of the wire.
60. Dennis requires 60.
Double 8 for the first set.
Dennis
Nilsson finds the target.
I think Dennis will probably sit back and realise he's not throwing well, but he's in control of most legs. Apart from that one leg where Howard kicked off with the 180 and scored well. But even still, it was a double 6 finish.
59.
Against the arrows in this set, Howard has to kick well. Stay solid, he can build up. I'd count Howard as one dart in front here. You know, the 1 versus the 2, it's a big difference. Howard can throw straight. Dennis is going to have to move at some point. Even now, we're on Dennis isn't on the 6 dart out. 140. Well, neither is Howard now.
44.
Reminder that we are still in round 1 of the men's competition here.
You got to go for it.
It's a great shot. It's almost as if he's been spooked a bit by those darts dropping out, and whenever he hits 2 treble 20s, he's scared that he's going to knock one of them out, so he has to switch.
Yeah, it was a bit of an odd move because everything there suggested that he was going to hit the 3rd treble. He didn't on the 17, so lovely shot there. Howard way back on 337.
That should require 66.
Double top for the big man.
26.
He'll be back.
We're just noticing the pattern in the Australian play at the moment. I haven't seen any of us kick very well at the moment. We're playing well through the middle of the legs, but starting the legs off has been a little bit.
99.
There was
That should require
a miscount
40.
there, but yeah, we're just not putting enough early pressure on.
Let's go to Sheldon Advisor. Dennis Nilsson.
All the pressure in this one is coming from Dennis Nilsson. And as I mentioned, it is round 1. It's only first to 2 sets, and it must be a horrible feeling to come all the way from Australia, potentially lose in 20 minutes, and then it's thank you very much, see you later.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're spending the best part of $5,000 to come over here, so that's, you know, for a lot of people, you're looking about 3 to 4 weeks pay to come for this opportunity to potentially play 6 to 8 legs. But all the work, you know, all the build-up work, the travel around Australia. I know Danny's put in around about $25,000 worth of travel to play all the tournaments to get to this point, and yeah, to get up there and play as he did, it is very disappointing for him.
Exactly, you've got to tip your hat to anyone who comes over from that part of the world to play here, because it's not just the cost, it's the annual leave, it's the work arrangements you've got to make.
Yeah, I've said it a number of times. Like, if you played 10 tournaments in the year, you've got to take 2 days annual leave to travel, just because of the sheer volume of travel that you need to do. You take the Friday off to travel to the event, you play the Saturday, Sunday, and then you take the Monday off to fly home. You play 10 tournaments, that's 20 days, that's your 4 weeks annual leave a year gone. Plus you've got to travel to other major tournaments. I know in 1 year I think I took 14 weeks annual leave to play on the PDC side. And now it's at the point that if I ever wanted to play PDC again, I have to try and get an exemption to play through New Zealand, because it'll save me a day because of the 2-hour time difference. I can fly back early in the morning on the Monday and still make it to work on Monday.
91. I would you require 144.
But yeah, I mean, that's the challenge, and you know, I'm in a fortunate position being on the East Coast, Howard's on the west coast, which is, again, they're 3 hours behind the east coast from a time perspective. And then you've got the between 3 and 5 hour flight, and the flights are exceptionally expensive. For Howard to come and play the Sunshine Classic, for argument's sake, he's looking at about $900 in flights, looking $350 to $500 in accommodation, plus your food and drink, and hire a car if you need to, or taxis, to win $1,100.
It's all about chasing the dream. That's how Jones chases the bullseye brilliantly. It's a super shot. I must admit, I'm not usually a fan of that route on 90 because you could throw a dart at the outer ball, it completely obscures it, and then you've got to chase the treble 15.
I'm one of those. I'm of the opinion, unless it's on 95 and I'm on a 90 shot, like a 91 on 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, I'll never go for the ball route. If I don't back myself to the treble within 2 darts and 1 dart at the double, then I probably shouldn't be thinking about ball for the last dart. I know a certain gentleman used to do it, but I think that was a little bit. If you shoot bulls like Phil Taylor, you sort of take the risk out of the equation.
Yeah, if you shoot anything like Phil Taylor, there's not going to be much risk because he tended to hit more often than not.
It all comes down to personal preference. I know myself, I cop a lot of heat because I can be way in front of the leg and I've got a bull shot on and I'll take it every time, as that's the way we've been taught to play. If I try and throw away from the ball, I'm probably going to bust or I'll mess it up because it's not my natural way of playing. So for Howard, that may be the natural way he plays.
Howard Jones's turn to suffer some bounce-out misfortune. Winner of this will take on the Scotsman Gary Stone in round 2. Potential winner of this in his own right. Definitely a very good scorer. And that'll kick off the Wednesday evening session.
It was a wonderful game management there from Dennis, going for the ball, leaving himself a 2-dart finish. It's a good 2-dart finish as well. If you don't hit the 60 with the first dart, then you hit the 20. You can come for 60 for the second for 16, but he's hit the 60, 36. Seems to have taken up residence on the right side of the board for his doubles and hitting them quite well.
There's a stress-free leg for Dennis Nilsson. 96 in 2 darts. And with Howard nowhere in contention.
Yeah. So I think Dennis would have taken stock after that first set, as good players do. And you'll sit back and think there's not too much pressure coming. The only pressure is coming from himself at the moment. Howard's hit a good leg in there with the 180 opener. But Howard put himself under pressure under there as well. Could have brought an opportunity. So Dennis is probably just thinking, I'll slip into my groove here. Not try and do anything too stressful, just get comfortable. There's a blocker there. But I think the only thing that'll be stressing him at the moment is the bounce outs. That's a fantastic shot.
Been steady from Dennis. Not quite reaching the same heights as last year when he averaged 97 against Wesley Plaisier. That was a tournament high in last year's Lakeside. Mid-80s this time, so he knows there's room for improvement.
60.
As we said, he probably just doesn't need to stress himself at the moment. Howard's not bringing too much heat at the moment. So yeah, if you can coast through, you do.
59.
It's a long tournament ahead and you can't win it in the first round. So he's slipping into a lovely groove at the moment.
122.
Again, he doesn't seem too keen to go for the 180. I think you were spot on with that before, where he said the bounce outs might be getting to him.
44. Dennis Unicorn, 19.
He's going for the bullseye to leave the 96 again. Won't take out 119, but he will come back.
19.
He sets it up beautifully.
Yeah, it needs a big one here to put the pressure on.
45.
Now it'd be frustrating here because some of the tournament games he's been playing back home have been fantastic. He's one of those guys that can pop 30 averages for fun. Is he going to take the gamble? No.
Instead, Dennis Nilsson slots it in double five. That's how he started off this game, and that's how he finishes off Howard Jones. The Australians were hoping that things could only get better, but unfortunately, Jones did not deliver. And Dennis Nilsson lets out a roar. He can do that now. He has beaten Howard Jones by 2-0.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, a massive round of applause as he leads the stage for Australia's Howard Jones. And last year's semi-finalist was marching on to the second round, Dennis Nilsson. Ladies and gentlemen, we will take a 15-minute break and we will be back with our next match, the first of today's ladies' matches, as Lerena Rietbergen takes on Jansson. 15 minutes. Thank you very much.
The 46th annual Winmore Fleetwood Memorial Las Vegas Open will be held from January the 17th till the 19th. Sin City welcomes you to come and play in the entertainment capital of the world. Men's and women's champions win places at the 2025 World Championships. The Romanian Darts Festival is held from January the 24th till 26th. Join the party in Bucharest, register to play by Wednesday 22nd of January and kickstart the new WDF ranking season in historical Bucharest. The Toto Dutch Open Darts is held from January the 30th till February the 2nd. Registration is open until January the 15th. The Toto Dutch Open Darts is by far the largest darts party in the world that you should not miss. And the men's and women's champions go to Lakeside in December 2025. The Isle of Man International Darts Festival is held from March 6th to 9th. A triple header of darting fun on the Isle of Man with the Silver and Bronze Classic and Masters and the Unranked Open. The Denmark Open and Masters are held from May 2nd to 4th. One of the best run tournaments on the calendar in the beautiful city of Esbjerg, the Golden Denmark Open provides the champions a direct qualification into the 2025 Lakeside World Championships. Along with the Silver Denmark Masters, it's a tournament weekend to look forward to. The Toronto Area Open is held from May 30th till June the 1st. It will be the biggest WDF tournament in Canada in 2025, with the winners of the 501 singles directly qualifying for the Lakeside World Championships. Come join North America's best dart shooters in Toronto. The Swiss Open and Helvetia Open tournaments are held from May 30th till June the 1st. One of the longest running tournaments in Europe invites you to join them in between the most beautiful surroundings. The Swedish Open and Masters takes place from 15th to 17th of August. A popular tournament for many of Europe's best arrowsmiths, the double silver weekend always provides great entertainment. The Latvian Open and Riga Open are held from October 17th to 19th. One of the biggest tournament weekends in the Baltic region is near the end of the 2025 WDF season. An excellent chance to pick up your much needed points in this silver and bronze weekend. For more information on each of these tournaments, go to the link in the description. A special thanks to our tournament sponsors and partners, Mission, Blaze, Quiff, Great Game, Dart Connect, L-Style and mastercooler.com.
WDF Lakeside World Championship, and we welcome to the stage a young lady making her Lakeside debut. Former 5-time Latvian Open champion, the reigning Iceland Open champion from Sweden, Jansson. Opponent is the winner of 5 world ranking titles this year, the reigning Antwerp Open, Finnish Open and Malta Open champion, making her Lakeside debut from the Netherlands, Lerena Rietbergen.
So for the final time in the ladies competition, we welcome 2 players into round 1 of the competition and 2 debutantes. Maud Jansson has been throwing darts for more than 2 decades, 22 years since her first title. A player who's been a standout performer in the Scandinavian region. She takes on 22-year-old Lerena Rietbergen, who was 1 game away from automatic qualification for next year's Lakeside, but lost out in the final of the Irish Open to Lorraine Hyde, a young player with plenty of potential and one who's committed to the WDF Tour this year, and she's reaped the rewards from it. 5 titles, as mentioned by our MC, Anthony Dundas. These are 2 players who are used to winning in their respective regions, but Andrew Sinclair, the Lakeside stage is a very different place.
Absolutely, and we saw in our last game a debutant, Howard Jones, just didn't quite click for him. Both of these ladies will be hoping that they do make a strong start in this one, and you'll see Maud on the ball. She throws first here. Her best friend and regular pairs partner for Sweden, Anna Forsmark, was on this stage last year, and now Maud following in her footsteps, and they both have a very similar throw. They stand very square on to the oki, which they make it work for themselves, but I've never quite grasped that approach. But as for Lerena, she was always a prodigiously talented youth player, and then really stepped up to the ladies circuit earlier this year. And actually, during the course of 2024, she had the 3rd most points of anyone in the WDF on the women's side this year, bettered only by Bo Greaves and Rhiannon Sullivan, I believe. So yeah, Lorena's been a standout player this year, and she's won titles in a lot of the places she's been to. Did a double in Finland, for example. So she comes into this, a debutant, yes, but high expectations that this will be the first of many appearances for her.
Absolutely, and she's playing regular darts as well. Got to the semi-finals of the Czech Open only last weekend, so lots of match practice for her.
Yeah, she regularly travels with Moreno Blom, who we'll see in action later on tonight. And yeah, those guys go most places, and they always seem to be in and around the points. And yeah, she's got a lovely throw, Lerena. Not a lot of moving parts.
140.
And you know, I think this has been a great sort of proving herself year for her. And I think next year stepping up, not just in the big WDF competitions and getting more points and getting even deeper. But I expect her to start doing some of the women's series as well next year.
58.
Maud Jansson looking to ensure that it's double joy for the Swedes after Dennis Nilsson's victory, and there is a big Swedish contingent you may have seen in the walk-on.
55.
Likes of Bjorn Leon and Edwin Torbjornsson showing their support.
Yep.
Johan Engstrom as well has come for a visit with his partner Kirsi Vinnikainen involved.
58.
Relatively pedestrian start to this one, but Lerena will come back for 86.
59. Lerena require 86.
18 or treble ensures that it's safe.
61. Maud require 180.
Misses her first opportunity at the bullseye.
52. Lerena require 25.
Double four. Double two.
23. Maud require 66.
Well, she wanted the single.
62.
And a curious choice to leave double two. Lerena Rietbergen takes the first leg in the madhouse. I must say, there is a lovely firmness to the way that she throws the dart.
Oh yes, they definitely stay thrown. Doubt she's going to have issues with bounce outs in this one. I think that's the one area of Lorena's game, though, that I think there is still improvement to be made. She's a good scorer. She's demonstrated good scoring power in all the WDF tournaments this year, but sometimes her finishing is a little bit suspect, needing multiple attempts to check out. And I think if she tightens that up, she will bring her average up into that 80 region more often. Tends to sort of be a low 70s most of the time. But yeah, I think that's where she may come under pressure in this one, is if she does muck about on the doubles, then I'm sure Maud will be there to sweep up. Although again, her approach play will need to be better than, I'm not quite sure what that was, going for 66.
$121. 45.
I have to say it's a slightly more quiet playing shirt for Lerena than the ones I've seen her wear in tour events. She's part of a team, a local team in the Netherlands, where I'm not entirely sure of the name. I know the Dutch name, but I'm not going to embarrass myself with my pronunciation. Mr. Meyer will only chastise me, but it's something like the Darting Ducks. It's something to that effect, and she has a blue shirt that's covered in lots of images of little rubber ducks. So if she progresses here, that one may get an outing in the next round, representing her local club.
I'm sure it'll have been packed in the suitcase.
$81. Lerena requires 74.
Lovely dart, double 16.
42. Maud require 82.
They weren't badly thrown darts at double 16, but just wide of the mark. 17 back for the bullseye. That wasn't far off.
Lerena require 32.
Both players already missing the button in the middle. Two double eights. Oh, very nice. Great work from Lerena Rietbergen.
Yeah, a bit of a celebration there from Lerena. I think that's been, aside from the level of performance this year, I think the thing that's impressed me most about her is her demeanour, because when she was a youth player, she had incredible talent, but didn't always take defeats in the best way. Not saying she was a bad loser, but she would beat herself up a lot when she lost. I think this year there's more of a maturity to her, where she sort of tends to see the losses as part of a building process and part of a learning experience. And I think that has helped her become a better player and make that step up from the youth level to competing at a high level with the rest of the women's circuit.
97.
Lerena only averaging 62, but we go back to that lack of clinicality on the doubles. Had 9 attempts, only hit 2. The only one we've seen from Maud is that dart that wired the bullseye.
45.
Maud was in the driving seat in this one, but Lerena want to punish her here. More of those would help.
85.
Well, the inconsistency of Maud was summed up by a visit of 135 followed by 7. Have to work to try and stay straighter. Good board management from Lerena.
Yeah, it's down to a finish. Maud will need, well, she doesn't need a treble, but it would be useful. Certainly needs one now.
44. Lerena require 167.
So 6 from 167.
60. 60. Lerena require 107.
Treble 20. Worst possible dart when you've got 100 left.
Maud require 120.
Can still be done.
80. Lerena require 80.
Chances have been few and far between for the Swede. However, she will come back for a go at tops. This is merely for a hold of throw.
Oh dear. Drifts into the 5, so she corrects for double 16.
24.
Narrowly inside, so Lerena not punished and now needs double 5 for the set.
Splits for double 2.
6. Maud require 16.
Can she use that as a guide?
8. Lerena require 4.
Well, she found double 1 in the first leg, but no joy there for Lerena, so Maud has more chances to punish her.
Well, that's fortunate she didn't bust. Over adjusts.
No score. Lerena require 4.
Back for double 1.
No score.
Wrong double.
Maud require 8.
Yep, this was my worry for Lerena, was this first time up on a big stage like this. Would doubling prove a problem for her? But at the moment, she is, by and large, getting away with it because Maud is not able to find that outer ring either.
Lerena nearly found the tyre with that first dart. And then ultimately, the second one proved to be a blocker. Double 1 is in from Maud Jansson. It's almost reminiscent, really, of the Hutchinson-Ehash game where Lerena's scoring is better. She looks the more convincing player, but I think she is being dragged down a level because Maud's not putting her under any real pressure.
Yeah, and that absence of pressure is giving her more time on the doubles, which she's ultimately taking And in that last leg, ended up getting punished because she couldn't find her way out of the double two-shaped hole at the bottom of the board. But I mean, Maud is a very, very capable player. Had been sort of neck and neck with Anna in the North Europe region for qualification last year. And then with Anna having made her debut, Anna sort of played a few less tournaments this year, which opened the door for Maud. And yeah, she was sort of in a battle with Kirsi Vinnikainen and also Michelle Merlick from Denmark. But Maud went to the most places and she had the most success. So she was the one that topped the ranking. And then we saw a rival there, Kirsi, come through the qualifier. And of course, Kirsi picked up a win on Saturday evening and looked pretty comfortable in the end against Amanda Locke.
100. And she's got a very easy second round game in the form of Bo Greaves, is it?
Yeah, it's one to look forward to tomorrow evening. Should be an excellent evening's entertainment tomorrow night. We've also got 2022 champion Neil Duff in the house. And a man you may have spotted during Lorena's walk-on, the tallest man in this year's championship. It's one of the tallest men in darts, full stop, Jimmy Van Ski, who now WDF World #1, #2 seed, and many, many people's favourite for this tournament.
One of the tallest men out of 3.5 billion on planet Earth, I think. 6'9.5", I think, is the official height.
Yeah, so he's only got 1 foot and 1 inch on me then at 5'8.5". That's not a way to make you feel emasculated on a Monday afternoon, is it? There's 2 lovely darts from Maud.
125. Lerena 70.
He has put pressure on.
Oh dear, and that pressure's told.
30.
2 ragged darts from Lerena. So Maud shot 93.
Leaves the bullseye.
52.
Seen plenty of goals at that in this game.
40.
Relatively fuss-free in that leg from Lerena Rietbergen. No dodgy doubling. Missed tops, but was straight in at double 10. As a consequence, she takes the first set.
55. 21.
Winner of this will take on the #3 seed, Rhiannon O'Sullivan, who is probably the one to beat in the bottom half of the draw.
Yeah, absolutely. I think many people would have been eyeing up Lisa Ashton's prospects in the bottom half, but of course we saw Lisa fall by the wayside against Sophie McKinley. I spoke about that at the top of the broadcast. I thought Sophie was absolutely exceptional last night. A genuinely stunning performance from her. And no, it wasn't just the way she played, because I think she's capable standard-wise of even more than that. It was the composure, and I really don't like this term, but to borrow a football expression, the bottle that she showed, because to win the first set is great, but then to see a 4-time world champion come back at you, a lot of players would then start to crumble. Particularly when you're 18 and it's your first time playing on a big stage like that, and there was nothing. Sophie showed no fear, nothing, just got up there, continued playing her own game, and, you know, got the job done. Had 4 darts to win it, got taken to a decider, and then, yeah, eventually went out on double 7. So very, very impressive from Sophie. But yeah, I think Rhiannon definitely the one to watch in the bottom half, or last year's finalist Eileen de Graaf.
Sophie's demeanour that was so impressive, and she didn't really give anything away in terms of her body language or facial expressions.
42.
No, she's pretty emotionless when she plays, Sophie, to be fair, and I think it could be a product of the fact that within the youth system in Scotland, you know, she's called the trophy because she's won so many, but I think it's because she has been playing competitive stuff and been in finals in youth events and in women's events as well for so many years that she's maybe got some of the more emotional tendencies she may have had out of her game. And now she's got that big stage experience. I think it bodes very well for her prospects in the women's tournament, but also the girls, which she'll enter on Saturday.
Well, Maud's having a shocker here. Double 2 for Lerena.
64.
Again, under no real pressure, but she finds herself back down on double 2, which was not very kind to her in that first set.
140.
The Swede does get down to a finish, but she's not going to come back for it. You'd forgive Lerena for fearing double 2, having nightmares about that target, but she was straight in there.
41.
Yeah, and I'm sure in Lorena's mind, she'll be thinking, get the job done here, get the victory under my belt. I'll have done it then, and I can come back and we'll probably play with more freedom and fluidity against Rianne O'Sullivan. But, you know, I'm sure Maud is still a live threat in this one. She just needs to, the 140 in the last leg, she needs to find those sorts of visits on a more regular basis.
$41. 100.
But yeah, Lorena's darts certainly do stay thrown in the board. Akin to spears, I think.
There is a tradition at Lakeside of darts getting thrown in the lake.
Yeah.
I think if Lerena was to do that, it'd cause a bit of a tidal wave.
Yes, I'm not sure if Matthew Edgar actually did chuck his darts in the lake on Saturday night. I know he said that he was going to. I don't know if he actually did after his game with Jarno Bottenberg.
35.
Yeah, that looked initially like good approach play there from Lerena, but she ended up either side of the treble 18 there.
41. Lerena by 125. 45.
I mean, far too many visits of that kind of calibre. Well, she's gone wide, she's over-adjusted.
Yeah. And that's, I think, my concern with the very straight-on stance that Maud and Anna both have, is that I don't know how much control you actually have, and it tends to have an impact on her grouping, and I think grouping is a fairly loose term for the visit, a lot of the visits that we've seen.
There's nothing wrong with the technique of Lerena Rietbergen, and now she's 1 leg away from winning, booking that spot in round 2 with Rianne O'Sullivan. A game that will take place on Wednesday evening.
Yeah, that'll be an entertaining game, although, as it looks like, Lerena will be in that one. She will know that she'll have to be a lot more clinical on the outer ring, because scoring-wise, she can probably match Rianne O'Sullivan's capabilities, but, you know, Rianne is where she is, and she's been to the finals she's been to and won all the accolades she has because she is more clinical. And, you know, Lerena will know that.
100.
And, you know, Maud, I'm disappointed for her, because she's definitely capable of more than she's been able to display so far today. But
26.
as you said, too many errant darts and loose visits have cost her. And when she has had opportunities to punish Lorena's wayward finishing,
99.
she's often not been close enough, or when she has got there, hasn't taken her chances. Just 1 leg on the board so far for the experienced Swede.
40.
This is much better from Lerena. 14 loose tops.
131.
Not the worst time to make a mistake of missing the big number.
44.
Very little resistance has been offered by Maud Jansson and Lerena Rietbergen. We'll want to do this the stress-free way, the point I was going to make.
Nilsson.
Yep.
I have a feeling that the dart at 11 is going to be nowhere near the double. It wouldn't surprise me if she hits the treble because it's an over-adjustment. Well, she goes for 3 instead. For tops.
3.
Well, not on a finish yet though, so those 2 mismatched darts won't go awry. I think, yeah, your point about 11 was well made. Didn't want to risk it again, Lerena.
Straight in from Lerena Rietbergen, and a straightforward victory for the young Dutch woman on her Lakeside debut. She will have to play better against Rianne O'Sullivan, of that there's no doubt. Maud unable to put her under any pressure on her Lakeside bout. So it's been a mixed day for the Swedes so far. Dennis Nilsson winning his opener, Maud losing hers. 2-0 to Lerena Rietbergen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please show your appreciation to Maud Jansson. And into the second round, Lerena Rietbergen. Ladies and gentlemen, 15 minutes once again, 15 minutes, and we will be back on stage with our third match of the afternoon as Romania's Laszlo Kadar takes on Austria's Schnier.
The 46th annual Winmore Fleetwood Memorial Las Vegas Open will be held from January the 17th till the 19th. Sin City welcomes you to come and play in the entertainment capital of the world. Men's and women's champions win places at the 2025 World Championships. The Romanian Darts Festival is held from January the 24th till 26th. Join the party in Bucharest, register to play by Wednesday 22nd of January and kickstart the new WDF ranking season in historical Bucharest. The Toto Dutch Open Darts is held from January the 30th till February the 2nd. Registration is open until January the 15th. The Toto Dutch Open Darts is by far the largest darts party in the world that you should not miss. And the men's and women's champions go to Lakeside in December 2025. The Isle of Man International Darts Festival is held from March 6th to 9th. A triple header of darting fun on the Isle of Man with the Silver and Bronze Classic and Masters and the Unranked Open. The Denmark Open and Masters are held from May 2nd to 4th. One of the best run tournaments on the calendar in the beautiful city of Esbjerg, the Golden Denmark Open provides the champions a direct qualification into the 2025 Lakeside World Championships. Along with the Silver Denmark Masters, it's a tournament weekend to look forward to. The Toronto Area Open is held from May 30th till June the 1st. It will be the biggest WDF tournament in Canada in 2025, with the winners of the 501 singles directly qualifying for the Lakeside World Championships. Come join North America's best dart shooters in Toronto. The Swiss Open and Helvetia Open tournaments are held from May 30th till June the 1st. One of the longest running tournaments in Europe invites you to join them in between the most beautiful surroundings. The Swedish Open and Masters takes place from 15th to 17th of August. A popular tournament for many of Europe's best arrowsmiths, the double silver weekend always provides great entertainment. The Latvian Open and Riga Open are held from October 17th to 19th. One of the biggest tournament weekends in the Baltic region is near the end of the 2025 WDF season. An excellent chance to pick up your much-needed points in this silver and bronze weekend. For more information on each of these tournaments, go to the link in the description. A special thanks to our tournament sponsors and partners, Mission, Blaze, Quiff, Great Game, Dart Connect, L-Style and MasterCooler.com.
World Championship. And we welcome our man to the stage making his Lakeside World Championship debut, the former Balaton Darts Classics and Balaton Darts Masters champion, the reigning Slovenia Open champion from Austria, the Ram, Schnier. His opponent is the former Balaton Darts Classic, Slovak Open and Romanian Open champion from Romania, the teacher, Laszlo, Kadar!
Two very familiar faces to one another. Laszlo Kadar, the teacher, against the Ram, Schnier. Laszlo flying the flag for Romania in this year's Lakeside. Looking to get a second win on the stage. He's been here twice before in his first year. Defeated Andreas Harrison, which is no mean feat considering what he's gone on to achieve lately. Lost out to another Swede last year in Edwin Torbjornsson. But it is Hannes making his debut this time around. A player who has won a couple of tournaments this year, the Makatelek Darts Classic and the Slovenia Open. It's a tough one to call because it's a match between players who operate at a similar level. We'd probably expect this to be around the low 80s, but we have seen better from Hannes on the big stage. That was in the European Tour in Graz, where he played Brendan Dolan, and he did things like that. He tried to G the crowd up, drawing the ire a little bit of the referee there, Kirk Bevins. But he's certainly a big character. Is Hannes Schnier going to ram his way into round two? Or is Laszlo going to teach him a lesson? Lal Moss of the Weekly Dartscast is alongside me to find out.
Good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, we've got Romania against Austria in this one, and the first thing I can notice really is Hannes Schnier's attire. He's got a bit of the Stowe Bunce about him there with the blue trousers, the blue shoes. Yeah, he's definitely catching the eye in front of the crowd, trying to get him going as well. Not sure he's going to get much of a reaction from the crowd, but he's up there to enjoy himself.
The story goes he's nicknamed the Ram because he's very stubborn. I was wondering if he was a fan of Derby County, but
I don't think anyone is.
Not many of those knocking around in Austria.
No, you're going to struggle to find some of them.
I'm interested to work out who the faces are on the arm tattoo of Hannes Schnier. Looks like Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, it could be a Mount Rushmore of darts players. You'll have your Phil Taylors, Michael Van Gerwens, Peter Wrights, Coast Stompeys, all the big names on there. That might just be my one.
9 darts into this game, and Coast Stompeys already had a shout out.
Yeah, tick it off your bingo card at home. But it's a good start here for Schnier. He's down to a finish after 9 darts, 1-2-1, and he's going to get at least 6 darts to break Kadar in the opening leg.
Treble 20 to leave tops.
Yeah, he tidied that up nicely with the treble with the last dart to leave tops. He will come back in a moment to get this first leg on the board.
Laszlo will apply some pressure.
145.
Plenty of it. Leaves himself 36.
This for a 13 dart break. A very accomplished start to this game.
Yeah, just the start he wanted. And you mentioned with Schnier, he's played on the European Tour many times, also played the very first European Championship in the PDC back in 2008, played at Ali Pali as well, so this is a Lakeside debut for him, but he has got that stage experience behind his belt, so coming here as an unknown in terms of the Lakeside, but you can see from that start, 13 dart leg against the throw, he's feeling comfortable already.
100.
Picked up some very valuable points in Budapest just a couple of months ago in order to secure his qualification.
80.
Yeah, he was one of the last players to get in, wasn't he, towards the end, replacing, I think, Aaron Morrison in the field to get himself here to the Lakeside for the first time.
78.
And if anything, that should give him an extra spring in his step, because it's an unexpected opportunity that's come his way.
Yeah, we sometimes see that, don't we, in events, a late call-up, you're on a free run, and we see players go on big runs. I remember the World Grand Prix a few years ago. I think it was Simon Whitlock having a decent run that year. He was a late call-up for that event.
I've played each other once before, and I mentioned the Lakeside Darts Classic that Hannes Schnier won. He beat Laszlo in the final. It was 5-4, so a very tight game.
58.
Two players who know each other well. Andrew Sinclair, who was in commentary for the last match, said that they were having a friendly practice in the back room.
140.
Good visit there from Schnier, gets himself down to a finish. Kadar starting on the 19s, he was looking for 2 trebles and a single to leave that 170.
And it's shooting by 142.
Schnier there, he was looking for 2 treble 17s for tops. That's the way I'd try and go as well. Wouldn't happen, but you know, I think it's a good way to go. That single 17.
We stress it's the way you try.
Yes, yes. I'm aiming for treble 20 though.
27, treble 19, or treble 15 if he fancies. Plays the percentages and leaves double 10.
60. Laszlo, you require 164.
It's a big ask. It's not going to happen this time, the 164.
60. And it's required 20.
This for a 2-0 lead for Schnier.
First
First dart, he gets it. And yeah, very good start here for Hannes Schnier, 2-0 up in the opening set. He looks the part and he's playing the part at the moment.
89.
Laszlo currently throwing around 79 in terms of the averages. Hannes 94. Now we saw in that Austrian Darts Open on the European Tour earlier this year, he averaged 93 against Brendan Dolan. So he is capable, it's just making sure he's consistent enough.
Yeah, he's made a great start here in a 140 with his first throw of the leg, but that is a great response from Kadar to get himself going, the 180, and those 180 signs flying in the crowd there.
60.
just gives Schnier something to think about, because before then it was pretty much one-way traffic at the start of this game.
Good use of the board.
Yeah, he's got himself down to a finish, got himself a bit of time here, which he's not had so far in this game. It's been Schnier that's been the one bossing it, getting to a finish first, pinning the doubles. But he's got a chance to get his first leg on the board here.
145 proving too difficult. Could go for the bull.
100.
Well, if he'd have hit the 25, he'd have left the 2-darter. It might not matter. Laszlo Kadar wants double 16, and he's in this game. Much better from the teacher. 14-dart hold of throw.
Yeah, he's happy with that. Gave a thumbs up back to the crowd as he was going to collect his darts. So, yeah, once you get that first leg on the board, you don't want to lose the first set 3-0, and that is exactly what happened to Laszlo Kadar on his Lakeside debut back in 2022. He come back and won the game against Andreas Harrison. He won the second set 3-0, ended up coming back from 2-0 down in the deciding set to win it 3-2, but you don't really want to lose that first set 3-0 and have to dig deep in all the games that you play.
60.
He was someone on his debut. I remember being here at the Lakeside. I come for the first weekend. Laszlo Kadar, someone that definitely caught the eye. There was a lot of first-round games that weekend, and that second set, Kadar's finishing, he had some big shots. There was a 104, I think it was a 135 and a 96, all in that second set. So he's finishing when he's on. He can put together 2 or 3 big finishes and rattle them off like that, and yeah, we might see it today.
Can be a very up and down player, can Laszlo. And that's one of the reasons why he's not maybe made as much progress as his talent warrants.
Yeah, this is his 3rd consecutive year here at the Lakeside in the WDF World Championships. Again, he's happy with that, a 140. He's getting himself back into this set slowly but surely. Held his throw, and he's going to need to break Schnier here, but this is a great response. 140. Down to a finish first. Kadar now. What can he leave?
57.
Only 160, so 114 for Hannes Schnier to win the first set, and that's a fantastic start. That's a shocking middle.
74.
Doesn't give himself the opportunity. However, this is a big ask.
Not going to go. Needed to be perfect 2 treble 20s and tops. Tries to force a treble through, and he does with that last dart to leave 60. But it's Schnier here for this opening set. He wants tops. Gets it with the first dart. Hannes Schnier takes the opening set, and it's just like his debut in 2022 for Laszlo Kadar. He's going to have to come back from a set down if he's going to win this game.
Second set, first leg, it's Hannes to throw first.
Well, he's simply not given himself enough opportunities, Laszlo. It was a lovely 14-darter that won his solitary leg. However, that's the only dart at double he's had. No wonder he's ghost darting in the background.
He's practicing double top, I think, on the imaginary dartboard.
Interesting to note that Austria is going to be in the East Europe region for the WDF next year. And Hannes already has plenty of points in that race, so we could be seeing him at Lakeside next year as well.
Definitely.
133.
And Romania, worth giving them a shout out as well, because the Romanian Darts Festival, one of the biggest events in the WDF calendar. I think there was 500 plus people there this year. That's an event that takes place in January each year. And Laszlo Kadar winning it in 2023, winning the Open, the first Romanian player to win the men's title there. So he's a big name in Romanian darts, and it seems like it is a place that is on the up. We've seen a few Romanian players get through to the World Championship over the last few years.
98.
Something seems to have unsettled Schnier in that first leg here. But that's a good reply to get himself back on track.
He has generally looked the sharper of the two players, and he's been playing more darts recently, which stands to reason. Got to the final of the Slovenia Masters just a few weeks ago, losing to Benjamin Pratnama. Same weekend he won the Slovenia Open. So he arrives here in good form.
Yes, a good weekend, isn't it, when you've got two events to make both the finals, win one of them. We don't often see players winning both the men's titles these days, but to get to two finals, it's a lot of points on the board as well.
140.
Can't take 140, so the aim now is a steady ton.
60. Laszlo Uniquire 126.
Can't find the treble 19, so the shot's off.
98.
Leaves it handy though, double 14, but it's 80 here for Schnier to get this first leg. 20 for tops.
Loads of room to the right.
Certainly was. A little fist bump there as he goes to collect his darts. Looking good here, Hannes Schnier, to win this game and set up a second round tie with Jason Brandon, the American, the 11th seed, on Wednesday. These guys in the bottom half of the draw. You've also got the likes of Jimmy Van Ski, who I've seen in the arena today, soaking up the atmosphere. It's hard not to miss him, really. He's a tall guy. And yeah, he's going to be playing tomorrow night. You've also got Neil Duff, the former champion 2022, in that half of the draw as well.
Second 180 perhaps.
120.
It's a bounce out. It looked like it was 60 points on the floor there for Kadar.
The board says no. It's an interesting setup that Hannes has got, because he's got the combination of quite bulky barrels and very short points, so you wonder how he can score heavily with those.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. Well, he won't be happy with that. I don't know if he'd stay there. He is.
85.
Yeah, can't find another treble there. Obviously, nowadays, a lot of players are looking to use longer points, especially younger players, because of a certain Luke Littler.
140.
Yeah, he's bucking the trend. He's using the shorter points.
See Bo Greaves use very long points as well, and that's one of the reasons why she can score so heavily.
Yeah, it does look good when you've got them long points in the board all next to each other. It looks like there's still so much room in the treble 20 that you could get 9 or 10 darts in there.
140.
But Schnier getting 2 trebles in there to leave himself handy on 66. And we've not seen a big checkout yet from Kadar. He could have done with one there.
94.
And he's being put under significant pressure. When Hannes gets to a manageable finish, we're seeing Laszlo on numbers like 144, 160, 164.
Uniquire 66.
Yeah, he's worked his magic on the stage before with the big checkouts, but you can't rely on it all the time. So this 66 to double his lead in this set and be 1 leg away from the match. Well, it's not the worst thing in the world. Has a think, it's double 4.
Takes a step back.
58. Laszlo Uniquire 50.
This to level up the set. 2 darts at double 16. Gets it with 1. Levels up the set. And Kadar just hanging on in there. He's trying to G himself up with the crowd. He's got a few of his supporters in the crowd with him wearing his shirts, and yeah, he needs to find something here. He needs a break. He needs to break the Schnier throw if he is going to keep this match alive and take us all the way.
Well, we can't quite compare it to Shea McGurk, but it's 100% on the doubles for Laszlo Kadar.
Yeah, just as you say, he just needs to get more opportunities at them, leave himself on better finishes, not the ton-topping finishes. And he's got himself a chance, but not the start he would have wanted to that leg. A bounce out and 2 scores of 20. So the advantage is with Schnier in the early stages of this one. And another 140. Seems like he's been hitting quite a few of them in this game. Not been getting as many 180s, but 2 treble visits. He'll still be happy with them.
100.
been much more consistent from Hannes.
Yeah, he's very rarely strayed away from that 20 segment. If it's not a treble, it is in the single. As we see there, another score of 60.
He's currently averaging 94, and if he keeps that up, it'll be the highest average in round 1 of the men's tournament, which was held by Shane McGurk, and then the highest average overall, Shane McGurk.
It's
3-0 against Edwin Torbjornsson yesterday.
Yeah, the Shane McGurk show, he has been very impressive so far in this tournament on his debut. He looks to be a force to be reckoned with so far.
And he's gone back to work today as well, hasn't he?
Oh, well. 57. Hopefully he's took a dartboard with him, keep the practice going, although considering how he's playing, maybe he just wants a break from it. But this is good. 2 darts at double 16 to go 1 leg away from the match. Double 8.
70.
Can't find it, so this, again, another big outshot for Laszlo Kadar. Can he take it? First dart he's got is now treble 18. For the ball. To break the Schnier throw. And he gets it, there it is, right on cue. Laszlo Kadar with a 164 finish. There's the big outshot we were waiting for. He was teasing us all game, leaving these big shots, and maybe just at the right time, he gets it. Now he's throwing to take this second set and take us to a final set. What a finish that was.
Biggest checkout of the week so far. A moment of inspiration, because we've seen that from Laszlo. It was another leg where he needed to take a massive combination shot.
Add it to the list of ton toppers for Laszlo Kadar at the Lakeside. He's ticking them all off. And the 164, sometimes we see players go 2 treble 19s, try and just focus on 1 treble rather than moving around the board. So treble 20, treble 18, it seems to be on the way out, but he's old school, he is the teacher, and yeah, he's teaching us that you can still do the old ways.
60.
I do wonder, because he's had quite a few bounce outs and darts really dangling precariously, whether he just didn't fancy going for the same target in case it clatters off or deflects.
Yeah, that's fair enough, it could have been. But this is a steady start to the leg, no big shots so far, but Schnier now, he's going to need a break, and then he will be thrown for the match. Again, back in that treble. And another 140. He's not been flustered by that 164 from Kadar. He's been a better start to this leg. Going to need another treble to get down to a finish. Finds that treble 18 again to get himself down to a 150. Schnier, can he leave himself on a better finish? Back in the treble again, he's going to leave a better finish. And it's another 140. Back-to-back 140s. Puts the pressure on. But what about this? Can we have another one? Don't think that one's in.
134.
Maybe should have switched to the treble 18 for that second one, because he seems to be popping them quite often. But 61, double 18 to level the set.
Oh, what a response from Hannes Schnier. Would have been easy for him to feel so deflated after that 164, but Hannes Schnier bites back. This has been a high-quality game on the stage. Both players averaging above 90.
Yeah, another 5-visit leg there for Schnier. And now he's going to throw for the match here. Another 5-visit leg, you'd probably say he wins the match. Especially with darts like that.
81.
What can Kadar do in response? Needs this leg to stay in the tournament.
140.
That's a good start.
As you mentioned earlier, Lal, this is the bottom section of the draw, so the number 11 seed Jason Brandon awaits. And then the winner of that will face either Leamanda Lawrence or Sibrin Heibel. So it's a very workable section of the draw. There are no massive names there. When you start getting to the quarters and the semis, that's where the Neil Duffs and Gary Stones of this world find themselves. But it's a huge opportunity for these players.
Definitely is, yeah, to make what would be a quarter-final. Those 3 players you mentioned, these 2 players on stage, one of them is going to be in the quarter-finals on Friday. But plenty of work to be done before then, especially for these 2 up there now, if they are going to make it there. all the focus is on getting to that second round at the moment. Schnier will want to get it done in this leg. Down to a finish. Kadar, what can he reply with? Gets back in the treble with his second. And that is a great last start, 140 to get down to a two darter. But this is for the match.
Treble 17.
93. Laszlo requires 66.
This could level the game up. Might choose to stay there. He does. Double 18 to level the game up at 1 apiece.
48.
And that's Laszlo's first miss at a double. I don't know whether he was put off by a phone ringing in the background.
Yeah, just going off at the wrong time, but this is the time for Schnier to get his first win on the Lakeside stage. It's double top to go through to round 2.
28.
Just above the wire, so a chance
Laszlo requires 18.
for Kadar to stay in the tournament. He's splitting it. It is going to be double 8. 1 dart left. Double 4. Looks like he's been distracted again by something in the crowd. Doing the right thing, taking his time. Stares down that double 4 and hits the double 4. We are going all the way in this first round tie between Romania and Austria. Schnier missing his chance to win it 2-0. And now he's got to do it in a deciding set. But I'll tell you what, the standard we've seen in this game, they could play a few more sets and I wouldn't mind.
It's been absolutely superb. And the crucial thing for Hannes now is not to allow Laszlo a dart at double. It's 4 from 6. And every leg that he's had a dart at double, he's gone and won it. Hannes needs to put that mismatched dart behind him.
85.
Yeah, he's gone back from being 40 points away from the match to 1,503 points. It's a much bigger task now for Hannes Schnier to get himself through to the second round.
83.
And he has got to break the Kadar throw at some point as well. So from being in such a promising position, there's a lot more for him to do now.
95.
And to borrow Rod Studd's favourite word, the momentum is with Laszlo Kadar at the moment.
45. 45.
It's a very continental championship at Lakeside this year, as it always is, but our fourth match is an all-English battle. Darren Jansson and Reece Colley will end the afternoon session.
What about some of the games we've got tonight? Some big names up on that Lakeside stage. Paul Lim, Dieter Hedman, 2 Lakeside legends. Paul Lim hitting that first 9 darter at the Lakeside. Dieter Hedman, she's been here many times before, got to the final a few times. Yeah, they're 2 players that we're looking forward to watching tonight.
Paul Lim playing here at 70 years old.
Do you think you'll be here at 70 years old?
100.
If he...
Laszlo requires 118.
Yeah, it's very impressive, isn't it? Paul Lim still playing on that stage and still competing as well.
58.
I think when I'm 70, Paul Lim will still be here.
Oh, yeah. No doubt about it. Double 12.
Taking charge of the first set.
Raises his arms in the air in a bit of frustration, saying, why can't I hit that double a few minutes ago and I'd be off the stage? But a good start there. We said he needed to get a break in this set and he does it in the first leg. Now looking to drive home that advantage and hold throw here for a 2-0 lead and leave Kadar needing to do what he did on his debut. 2-0 down in the deciding set, winning 3 legs in a row.
Well, as we sit here right now, Hannes will feel that he's done more than enough to deserve the victory. As he hits his first maximum, so it's 1 apiece in that count.
more darts like that, you'd imagine he's going to be the one going through.
Hannes has scored better. There's only been one leg in this match where he's not had a dart at double. That was the 14 darter hit by Laszlo in the first set.
41.
Not the best setup visit there, but he is going to have plenty of time to get this leg on the board. Kadar
81.
way back, still in the 300s.
Attitude require 140.
Can we get a ton topper from Schnier? That's a good start. And he's going for 2 tops. And he gets 2 tops. What a finish. He needed tops to win the match just a few moments ago. And he decides, you know what? I know how to win it. I'm going to hit it twice for the 140 finish. 2-0 to Hannes Schnier in this decided set.
Well, the quality has been sky high in this match. It's no wonder why we've seen so many fist bumps between the players.
Yeah, these two are putting on a show here at the Lakeside.
No, we get XG in football. We could get XFB, expected fist bumps. Be sky high in this one.
Yeah, I think Johnny Clayton would be the one leading that. He loves a fist bump. But Kadar now up against it.
95.
Going to need to reel off these last 3 legs if he is going to set up that second round tie with Jason Brandon. But this is looking good for Hannes Schnier. Another maximum. And he just can't miss at the moment. Whether it's treble 20 or double top, these last few minutes, he has found it.
58.
And an outside chance here if he can get another big visit here to get himself down to a finish first. Of getting it done in 3 straight legs.
140.
Right on cue. Can we have another 140 finish?
It's been a carbon copy, really, of the last leg. 180, 140, 41. And now it could be 140. Can he do it on top stops again?
Copy and paste. No, it's not going to be. So Kadar is going to get a chance to save the match.
78.
On 74.
That's what you require, 74.
2 darts at double 16.
58.
Just comes inside, so Schnier,
Attitude require 62.
another chance to get it done.
Laszlo just faltering a bit on the outer ring. Schnier has 2 at double 16. Another match dart.
46.
That's 3 of them that have now come and gone.
This to stay in the championship. And he gets it with his first dart. Kadar keeps the match alive. He says to Schnier, you've got to serve it out.
55. 60. 78.
Well rescued on treble 19.
100.
Steady stuff there from Kadar. But Schnier, those 2 and 3 treble visits that he was hitting so regularly just a moment ago have dried up at just the wrong time. And Kadar back in that treble, that first start in the treble looks so inviting. There's 2 of them. Plenty of room on the right. For the maximum to get himself down to a finish first. I think we could be going to a final leg here.
Well, you could see from that previous camera angle the way that the second dart was awkward, but he had plenty of room and he utilised it. Oh my, easy going for 161.
97.
And in my mind, because he came down for the 17s, he probably would have gone for it. Otherwise, you stay up top and set the shot from there.
27.
He does come back with this 64 to take us all the way. Double 8. Just like that. It is 2-all. We are going all the way to a final leg. Hannes Schnier has had match darts to win this. Kadar now has got the chance to throw first and book his place in that second round.
Well, Hannes picked the wrong time completely to have his worst leg of the match. Barely struck a treble.
97.
That's a solid enough start from Laszlo, who's got the throw to go on and win this match and complete another Lakeside comeback.
Yeah, Schnier, he's had 5 visit legs in this match. It might be enough in this, we don't know, but he's going to need to find a few big trebles, those scoring visits, the 180s, the 140s,
60.
to get himself through here. That's the start he wanted.
81.
Loose last one.
96.
Great find.
Kept his composure, wasn't rattled by the bounce out.
Just 8 points between them after 9 darts in this decider. It is going right down to the wire.
60.
Coin flip of a game. Whoever loses is going to be devastated, probably more so Hannes because he's had those match dart opportunities.
100.
Leaves that 140 again. Must be his favourite finish.
Certainly will be if he pins it.
What he'd give for a treble here.
60.
Comes up dry.
And it's going to require 140.
So Schnier gets the first go. Not going to go this time, but can he leave it nicely poised if he gets another go?
60. That's what you require 128.
Treble 18.
For another Lakeside ton topper.
56 left. Laszlo just doing the sums in his head. Missed the big number. Hannes Schnier, 80 for the match. Double top.
40.
Just above the wire. Laszlo Kadar.
That's what you require 48.
To book his place in the second round and complete another comeback win on the Lakeside stage. 1 dart left at double 8.
32.
And he can't believe it. Hands in the pockets. You're going to have to go and collect your darts and give Hannes Schnier another go.
And you require 40.
There'll be some nervous energy here. But finally, Hannes Schnier gets the job done over Laszlo Kadar. Two really good pals put on a wonderful show this afternoon for the Lakeside crowd. Schnier looked like he was faltering, but he has finally sealed the victory. There are some classy finishes along the way. The 164 on the ball from Kadar, the 140 tops from Schnier, but ultimately he had the bigger scoring power and was the deserved winner over Laszlo Kadar 2-1.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more match to go in this afternoon session. We will be back in 15 minutes' time for the All-England clash. Darren Jansson against Reece, Colley.
The 46th annual Winmore Fleetwood Memorial Las Vegas Open will be held from January the 17th till the 19th. Sin City welcomes you to come and play in the entertainment capital of the world. Men's and women's champions win places at the 2025 World Championships. The Romanian Darts Festival is held from January the 24th till 26th. Join the party in Bucharest, register to play by Wednesday 22nd of January and kickstart the new WDF ranking season in historical Bucharest. The Toto Dutch Open Darts is held from January the 30th till February the 2nd. Registration is open until January the 15th. The Toto Dutch Open Darts is by far the largest darts party in the world that you should not miss. And the men's and women's champions go to Lakeside in December 2025. The Isle of Man International Darts Festival is held from March 6th to 9th. a triple header of darting fun on the Isle of Man with the Silver and Bronze Classic and Masters and the Unranked Open. The Denmark Open and Masters are held from May 2nd to 4th. One of the best run tournaments on the calendar in the beautiful city of Esbjerg, the Golden Denmark Open provides the champions a direct qualification into the 2025 Lakeside World Championships. Along with the Silver Denmark Masters, it's a tournament weekend to look forward to. The Toronto Area Open is held from May 30th till June the 1st. It will be the biggest WDF tournament in Canada in 2025, with the winners of the 501 singles directly qualifying for the Lakeside World Championships. Come join North America's best dart shooters in Toronto. The Swiss Open and Helvetia Open tournaments are held from May 30th till June the 1st. One of the longest running tournaments in Europe invites you to join them in between the most beautiful surroundings. The Swedish Open and Masters takes place from 15th to 17th of August. A popular tournament for many of Europe's best arrowsmiths, the double silver weekend always provides great entertainment. The Latvian Open and Riga Open are held from October 17th to 19th. One of the biggest tournament weekends in the Baltic region is near the end of the 2025 WDF season. An excellent chance to pick up your much needed points in this silver and bronze weekend. For more information on each of these tournaments, go to the link in the description. A special thanks to our tournament sponsors and partners, Mission, Blaze, Quiff, Great Game, Dart Connect, L-Style and MasterCooler.com.
afternoon session of an all-English encounter here at the Mission WDF Lakeside World Championship. And we welcome to the stage, first of all, the former British Open champion, the reigning England Masters and WDF World Open champion, Reece, Colley! His opponent is a Swedish Open, Swiss Open and England National singles finalist, the former Northern Ireland Open champion, DJ Darren Jansson!
Well, we've had some glamorous locations represented in this year's WDF Lakeside World Championship. And now we've got two more in the form of the West Midlands and Yorkshire. All-English clash between Darren Jansson and Reece, Colley. Jansson, a seeded player, an unseeded player, I should say, on the back of playing last year against Denny Aldicarta on debut. It didn't go to plan for him, and he's looking to correct the record. But he's got a pretty tough draw in the form of Reece, Colley, who qualified for this the hard way. Second year in a row, he's won a gold-ranked event in order to book his place here, World Open champion, beating Jimmy Van Schie, of all people, the tournament favourite. And the cast list of players he beat en route includes Neil Duff, Mark Barilli, Christoph Chuck. Reece, Colley defeated them all. He could be a dark horse in the draw. Darren Jansson is an accomplished player in his own right. It's been a bit of a mixed bag for the Yorkshire boys so far. A win for Carl Wilkinson and a loss for Martin Turner. Raymond Smith alongside me in the commentary box. A difficult game to call, but Reece, Colley comes into this on the crest of a wave, having won that World Open title.
Yeah, no, well, I think we've said it before. The recent experience and recent victories, you can carry that over into this. But looking at the guys in the back room, they both look fantastic, nice and calm. The darts were going pretty much so they're putting him on a pinhead.
Colley wants to win. He'd set up a rematch with Neil Duff, the number 3 seed, the 2022 champion, is the opponent for today's winner. Both players have got a job on their hands to follow in the footsteps of Laszlo, Kadar and Schnier, because that was a fantastic game. Match 3 of the day.
Brilliant game. There was good scoring, good pegging, high pegs, a lot of drama in the end. Typical Lakeside poetry in there.
60.
Reece has played plenty of darts this year because he doesn't just compete on the WDF circuit. He competes in the PDC Challenge Tour, and he's done well enough there to get invites to the Pro Tour.
Reece required 145.
Reece has also had a fair bit of international experience in the UK colours as well.
59.
Or should I say the England colours. It's a lovely dart. There's
60. Reece required 86.
54, they're out.
26. Darren, you require 136.
It's a good first start. Looking for the steal.
96.
Good setup.
Reece
Tricky
required
little
60.
two-darter for Reece.
Colley has generally controlled this opening leg, but he'd be wise to hit double 10.
40. Darren, you
Not
require
able to do
40.
so. I'll say it quietly, Darren Johnson wants tops.
30.
Some missed doubles early
Reece
doors for both
required
players.
20. 15.
Wide of the mark, then a split.
Darren, you required 10.
Bit of feeling out process here. Very
How
early.
often do we see it, players coming out cold almost because the
Reece
stage
required
is so
5.
different to the environment of the practice room?
Yeah, it's an odd one because you just want to get comfortable. You want to find a rhythm, you want to find a groove, you want to be finding your key numbers early. Darren hasn't been capitalising, he's been putting a lot of good first starts in. Good openers against the arrows.
Have met once before, and it was a happy time for Reece Colley because it was in the England Masters that he won this year. Beat Jansson in the last 16 en route to victory. Could maybe give him a psychological edge in this game.
59.
Seems to have settled now. Darren looks just to be reaching at the moment.
60. Reece required 167.
Good first. Went away from the finish. Try to play the smart game. Set it up.
Just seen the biggest checkout of the tournament so far, landed by Laszlo Kadar.
96. Reece required 84.
And good timing too.
Not the best board management from Darren. Means Reece didn't have to go 14 for the bull.
44.
Yeah. So Reece has had 6 starts here to set up tops.
Reece required 40. And that's been shown in the second half.
That's why we would have been searching for that in the first leg, but to get the second leg, he's looking a little bit more comfortable now. But early doors, you just want to be comfortable on your numbers.
60.
There's been some really impressive moments from Reece this year. I mentioned the World Open victory against Jimmy van Schie, and he won it with a 170 checkout. It's a stunning way to win. And that's a stunning 180.
And it's good to bring that sort of accomplishment into the tournament, because as you said, van Schie is the favourite for the tournament. So if you've got recent wins and a big tournaments as well, and a big finish on top of that, against the person that everyone's talking about. You normally fly under the radar, but you know your form's good. So if you know your form's good and you're flying under the radar, you can normally go about your business without too much interruption. Van Schiefer on the other hand is going to be looking, every time he looks at social media, there's going to be comments or posts, especially after the Modus. Everybody's going to be backing him in. So you've got that little bit of a distraction there, whereas Reece is more than capable.
123. Reece 160. 45.
Over right, right, left.
Bad deflection for Reece. Colley means that he's left on a 3-darter.
105. Reece
Better board management there from
150.
Darren. 38.
That's been shown in the first set.
Well, that's the combination finishing that allowed Reece Colley to win the World Open.
It's going to throw first. Keep on.
Darren will be ruining that first leg already.
60.
Another opportunity where he's put a good first start in. Back to where he was, just seems to be reaching. He's covering on 19s very well, so he'll probably give you a bit more impetus to be aggressive and then come down for the 19s if you first start short. But if his first start's going like for Darren, his first start's going well most of the time, like that one there. He should be able to come down. Yeah, just try and bring it down that little bit.
59.
You can see he's doing the right things here. He's trying to build into his shots, get some momentum going.
85.
Well, Reece is hitting a few 5s in this leg. It gives him an opportunity, a bit more time.
96.
Imperative really that Darren holds his throat.
Yeah, absolutely. The first 2 sets, it's cutthroat. You don't want to go one set down, one leg down, and then be throwing against the arrows. It's a tricky shot, he'll have to move.
59.
And there's not much wrong that Darren's doing at the moment. It's just a little bit of bad luck. But as we see with a lot of the players at the moment,
94.
when things aren't going your way, you've got to try and find something. You've got to manufacture something. You watch the elite players in the world. They're not going to throw the 110 averages every day. Some days you're going to have to win it to 96. But if it's not going your way, 96 is still hard to do. So you've got to really up that. The second one. But you've really got to try and up that B game.
102.
It comes through discipline, practice, all the hard work, which is hours on the practice board. 16 now for Darren. That's a good set level. What I like about Darren's leg there is, as we said, his first start was really, really good, but it also went working. He's coming down to the 19s. He wasn't worried about the scoreboard as such. He's just trying to build the leg.
59.
So he's staying patient and staying in the pocket. When the opportunity came, took it with both hands. And those are the things that you have to do. Instead of getting frustrated, get focused, work on the fundamentals, if you were.
Treble 19 working well, and I think an outshot of 73 was probably a good one to have because you do utilise the for it.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's a good little number because you're 19 or your triple 19's on the same level as your double 16. You can build your range, and the first start, you get the first start right. You've got the confidence just to adjust the line a little bit.
98.
Reece, on the other hand, has just got to get rid of those 5s. 3 5s in the first 4 walks.
66.
It gives Darren the opportunity to get the shot at the 73.
And there it is again.
54.
the player firing on all cylinders.
That's a good shot. Very good shot. You get the first dart, and as we said, he's just not bringing the second dart into play enough. So you put the first one in and then go right next to it.
98. Darren 157. 55.
Could have looked at the bullseye with the last dart. Leave a 2-darter. Colley wants double 16.
76. Darren 102.
His line's a little bit out at the moment. He's pulling right. That's a good first dart.
70.
Probably a little bit quicker. It's probably the fastest dart Darren's thrown in the
Reece
match.
16.
So probably a critical one at that.
Double 4.
12.
More wastefulness.
Darren 32.
His line just seems a little bit off. A lot of 5s.
And that's been shown in the second line. Darren Jansson.
It's a good dart for Darren.
Third line is Darren the third first. Keep on.
This is why we're talking about the B game and the discipline and what have you, because you're trying to limit the damage. You know, when you're not throwing your A game, you're just trying to limit the bad darts. It's fantastic.
Darren levels the max count.
45.
Already in prime position to take this second set. Ensure that we're going all the way, but there's been a number of darts from Darren that have really drifted badly to the right.
Yeah. And those are things that you can correct quite easily, whereas at the moment Reece is not missing by much. So. In those instances for Reece, you just got to narrow the focus a little bit, you know, really draw the line down the centre of the 20 and try not to deviate from that line. That was a great set there. That brings it back with a tricky one. A 140 here might see Reece in with a shot. Good board management there.
Leaves the big fish. Jansson could have gone for 2 double 19s there, and again it's another single one.
37. Reece shooting on 170.
Colley more than capable.
Good. It's on. Hit it.
145. Darren 58.
For the set. You can't miss the big numbers. He's only going to have one at the top.
38. Reece shooting on 25.
Well, the pressure was severely applied from Reece Colley.
23.
He fluffs his lines, so Darren
Darren
Jansson
20.
for a clean sweep in set 2.
That's been shown in the second set.
It's an interesting change of line there from Reece. I know he's going for the 16s and 32s. 9 for 32. Oh, sorry, 9 for 16 is the way you'll go, but he went for the 17 instead. Could that be telling as the match goes on or something? Those are the sort of things when if I'm sitting back behind a player and I see that, and I know I've got an opportunity. As soon as I see that he lands on a 6 on the last number or a 2, my confidence goes up. Because I know he's going to have to try and move around the board now and take him out of his rhythm to either stay away from those numbers or he's going to leave himself a double that he's not confident on.
66.
Probably would have had a look at the 17 down there. Triple 17 for the 170. 17 would have left 204. You'd stayed in your groove from there.
59.
Just wants to keep straight.
60.
It's a good set. But Reece in that first set, he threw very, very straight, and when he was throwing straight, he was hitting a lot of triples, but now he's bringing that 5 into the play.
60. Reece shooting by 160.
He's had a crack at a 170 the shot before. Oh. Looking for 48.
96.
Could afford to do that with Darren back on 176. Didn't like the lie of the 2 darts.
100. Reece shooting by 64.
He's back at that 16 line. No, he's going for the top.
And that's been shown in the first. Reece one. Second line is
Much more clinical from Reece, Colley.
A lot straighter, a lot more discipline. A great openness from Darren. Reece looking to come straight back at him, and he does. That's a good first. And now he's using that second dart off that first, but now it gives Reece a good opening. So back on the straight lines, he's got more confidence at the triple.
Darren down to a finish, but Colley will be on a much more inviting one.
84.
Could have been better, but he'll settle for a ton checkout if he comes back.
Tricky little shot, but Reece's first dart's been good. Down for double 10.
90.
Inside again.
Darren Unicorn 60.
Little shuffle right. He moved very left. He moved step right and went over the top to
Reece
the left.
Unicorn 10.
Splits for double 2.
8. Darren Unicorn 40. And that's been shown in the second one. Darren Johnson. Third leg is a Reece to throw first.
Going with throw at the moment.
He's in back-to-back legs for Reece Colley.
98.
And Darren down to those triple 19s again. He's on. Kenny.
140.
Look the goods for back-to-back.
Paul Lim's record still intact.
59.
It's the ebbs and flows of darts. In the second set, he looked all at sea, but at the moment, he's throwing fantastic.
57.
Well, scoring fantastic, should I say. The doubles are, the lines on the doubles are a little bit lost.
64.
It's almost like he's not comfortable in his body position at the sides of the board. It's probably a better play. May not leave 24 often, but his 10s, or double 10s aren't there. His double 16s aren't there, so 24 is probably a good option.
60.
Can't think about the split.
Double 6.
12.
It's unfortunate. But double 6 will be a good test of line. But Darren here just needs a nice ton. Put the pressure on.
100. Reece Unicorn 12.
And this is where a shot like double 6 becomes more difficult, because you don't dare go inside, because you've got to go for double 3.
And that's been shown in the final. Reece Colley.
Double 6 is a great indication for a right-hander. If If you're struggling with your line, go practice double six. That'll tell you where you're at. You know, if you want to find out where your 32 is, go and have a look at a double seven, for argument's sake, or look at a double 11. It's a good start, Darren. You just want to try and find out where your line is, what you're missing, then make adjustments with your feet or your hips, wherever you need to make that adjustment.
99.
Darren in the box seat here.
Hold the throw from Darren ensures we'll go the distance.
There's treble hitting from Reece at the
125.
But similar to the second set, he's bringing that 5 into play.
It's one of those matches where the loser will be deeply frustrated because they'll know they haven't performed and their opponent hasn't performed great either. But Reece Colley
140.
firing, finding that treble 20 with much greater regularity.
Yeah, I think he's just bypassed the frustration now. It's like, there's no point being frustrated. I'll just get back to what I know, and that's throwing as straight as I possibly can. He knows he can hit a lot of trebles.
97.
So instead of chasing the big game and doing all the setups, just get into the groove. Stay as straight as you can, hit as many trebles as you can, and then work it out once you get under 100.
100. Receiving guard 40.
Match-winning opportunity for Reece Colley.
Doing the right things, taking his time.
Good shot.
He didn't need too much
Reece
time.
Colley.
For the second year in a row, Reece Colley goes through to round 2 at Lakeside. The World Open champion, maybe not at his sparkling best, but there were some real classy moments throughout. It's more Lakeside disappointment for Darren Jansson in the all-English affair. It is the youngster Colley who goes through to round 2.
Always against the pastry of precision to Darren Jansson. And Reece Colley. Ladies and gentlemen, that does bring our afternoon session here at the Lakeside to a conclusion. You all had a good day? Who's coming back tonight? Fantastic. Well, unfortunately, we do have to clear the venue at the end of the session. If you are coming back this evening, we look forward to seeing you then. And we will be back at around 7 o'clock with our evening session. On the way out, there are still a couple of the match-used dartboards for sale, all signed by the players, of course. £75. Get them while you can. Only a couple left. And if you are back tonight, as I say, we will see you at 7 o'clock. Thank you all very much and have a great day. Thank you.
The 46th annual Winmore Fleetwood Memorial Las Vegas Open will be held from January the 17th till the 19th. Sin City welcomes you to come and play in the entertainment capital of the world. Men's and women's champions win places at the 2025 World Championships. The Romanian Darts Festival is held from January the 24th till 26th. Join the party in Bucharest, register to play by Wednesday 22nd of January and kickstart the new WDF ranking season in historical Bucharest. The Toto Dutch Open Darts is held from January the 30th till February the 2nd. Registration is open until January the 15th. The Toto Dutch Open Darts is by far the largest darts party in the world that you should not miss. And the men's and women's champions go to Lakeside in December 2025. The Isle of Man International Darts Festival is held from March 6th to 9th. A triple header of darting fun on the Isle of Man with the Silver and Bronze Classic and Masters and the Unranked Open. The Denmark Open and Masters are held from May 2nd to 4th. One of the best run tournaments on the calendar in the beautiful city of Esbjerg, the Golden Denmark Open provides the champions a direct qualification into the 2025 Lakeside World Championships. Along with the Silver Denmark Masters, it's a tournament weekend to look forward to. The Toronto Area Open is held from May 30th till June the 1st. It will be the biggest WDF tournament in Canada in 2025, with the winners of the 501 singles directly qualifying for the Lakeside World Championships. Come join North America's best dart shooters in Toronto. The Swiss Open and Helvetia Open tournaments are held from May 30th till June the 1st. One of the longest running tournaments in Europe invites you to join them in between the most beautiful surroundings. The Swedish Open and Masters takes place from 15th to 17th of August. A popular tournament for many of Europe's best arrowsmiths, the double silver weekend always provides great entertainment. The Latvian Open and Riga Open are held from October 17th to 19th. One of the biggest tournament weekends in the Baltic region is near the end of the 2025 WDF season. An excellent chance to pick up your much-needed points in this silver and bronze weekend. For more information on each of these tournaments, go to the link in the description. A special thanks to our tournament sponsors and partners, Mission, Blaze, Quiff, Great Game, Dart Connect, L-Style and MasterCooler.com.